welcome back to Taboo Talks. Juju and Shay. I'm Shay.
Juju here.
Hey, and we are doing Gemini season part 2. So, of course, it's the best season of, the year. So,
Looking like the Gemini you are.
so we're going to cover, the best Zodiac sign ever. Hello. Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Yes.
So if you know
Go
you're
ahead
a
and start it
Gemini,
off now.
I'm gonna start it off.
Okay.
So Gemini season runs from May 21st to June 20th. So shout out to all my Geminis out there. Hey,
Happy Gemini
happy
season.
Gemini season.
Yes.
And we're known for being like curious, versatile. We have strong communication qualities. Probably seem to be all over the place, but we have a lot going on. So we put our energy into a lot of things at once, and sometimes it could be a little overwhelming. But what do you think
To
about
you, or to the Gemini, or to other people? How did you?
To other people, I feel like so.
How is it for you?
Let me address
How is it for the Gemini?
the Gemini hate though.
Okay.
There's a lot of Gemini hate, and I feel like it's because some signs are not strong enough to handle how we adapt so quickly in situations. So one day we can be totally quiet, wallflower, this and that, and then the next day we could be somebody totally different. We could be like, hey, we partying, we loud, we crazy, we fun. And some signs can't handle the switch up so fast. And they're like, oh, well, she's fake, or oh, well, she was this way. And that's just how we are. We're chameleons. So we adapt to situations naturally, not even trying. And that can come off, fake to some signs, or she's not stable, or that can come off, I feel like, to a lot of signs, except Leo, of course, Aquarius, Aries, those signs that can handle us. But there's a lot of signs that can't. And that's where the bad Gemini talk come in, because they don't know who they're gonna get. And some signs like the excitement of Gemini because we bring them different characters, and they like, okay, so who you are today, bitch, and they like it. You know what I mean? So
isn't everyone playing a role?
Yeah,
playing multiple roles.
Absolutely.
Isn't life about playing? Isn't your life about performing?
Yeah, absolutely.
So those who are adept at performing probably would excel in that way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And we are highly creative beings. So if you look up, Geminis, we'll get to that later. We are like the icon. Like we have a lot of icons in our signs.
Absolutely. I would say to get back to the basics. Back to basics.
Mm-hmm.
No, right quick. Believe you did the dates.
Yeah,
May 21st. Mutable air. So it's changeable air. So air is the most mutable element.
Yeah.
And it's mutable air,
right.
as opposed to fixed or cardinal.
So it's not standstill.
So it's the most changeable sign.
Right.
In both ways.
Right.
In element and in character.
Yes.
So most adaptable. It's probably why it's like mental gymnastics or double dutch, and also Gemini's ruled by Mercury.
Yeah.
So that's
what I was
all of that together
yeah.
makes for a very dynamic, quick to understand and quick to respond to adapt individual, like a formidable adversary.
Right.
As I've heard say. And there were some of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like Gemini is probably top 2 or 3
yeah.
for sure. That most of the people I love in real life and like in celebrity life or whatever.
Leo's is in my top as well.
Mm-hmm,
so yeah, definitely.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and like you said, we're ruled by Mercury, so that planet is communication.
Right.
So that, if you notice, we make excellent talkers, writers, thinkers in general. We like to exchange ideas. We like to have multiple projects in place, where some people think we're all over the place and scattered and distracted, but we're I feel like we're master multitaskers, if that makes sense.
Probably the most adept.
Right.
Just zodiacally, like astrologically.
Right.
Given the bare minimum. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we can adapt differently in different situations using personality. Mm-hmm. And that's where
charm and wit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's where people think that,
But that's intelligent. Geminis
I mean, but some
I,
people can't.
most of the Geminis I met were highly intelligent.
Yeah.
I think all of them. I can't
Yeah.
think of one that wasn't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause sometimes I'm gonna be speaking from my experience, because every Gemini can be different, right? But most of Geminis I know are kind of similar to me. So, like I said before, I could be shy, timid, and just observe. We like to observe to our surroundings first before we feel comfortable just leaping in and jumping in. And people can judge me off of that, because when you first meet me, you know, some of us are quiet and like cool, calm, and collected, and you're like, oh, okay, she's cool, but she don't say much or whatever. And then when you get to know me, you'll know that I'm like, hey, bitch, da 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 da. Like, I'm loud, I'm fun, I'm spontaneous. I like to do shit. You know, like when you get to know me, I'm a different person. And like I was saying before, some people can't handle the switch up, because it's like, girl, 2 seconds ago you were like this, and why you like this now? And that's how, and it's natural to us. Like I said, we don't try. You know what I mean? It's just like natural adaptability. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Natural adaptability. So yeah.
Simone Biles, though, I'm like, how do y'all compartmentalize that and then you sleep? Because I don't think I have any Gemini in my chart.
Yeah.
I have 0 air. It's crazy, because I have like none at all. But that's probably why I get along with it so well, and I'm mostly fire.
Yeah.
But with Geminis, they're so, whatever, you know, the good ones, the bad ones, the middle, whatever that means. The ones I've met, first of all, I'll say this. The Geminis are so adaptable, so their natal charts are interesting to watch too. Because if their sun is Gemini, what the heck else is the rest of the chart?
Right.
And they can be true to themselves, which is Gemini, which is duality, which is not this or that, it's both and.
Right.
And or they can do the other things too. And if it's a bunch of Gemini, then like, what's going on?
But I got like 7 Geminis in my damn
She
chart.
has a Gemini stellium, y'all. Good grief. I mean, that's not good. That's not good grief.
Like the majority of I'm
No
just
grief.
Gemini. Just
Right.
Gemini.
I like
that's
that.
That's just it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of, I'm not gonna tell my placements on here, because people can try to do shit to me.
Yeah,
but
that's getting too specific.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
That's
do my
called
moon
PayPal.
and my rising, but I have a lot of Gemini in my chart. So yeah, and we also, like you said, we were known for wit and humor. We're very witty. We do comebacks like this. We love intellectual debates. We like getting into deep conversations, and it's kind of like Leo too, because we can talk about ghosts, aliens, and then we talk about business strategies, like what we gonna do next, how we gonna network this, and then intellectual conversation and political conversation. So we like to talk about every and anything, and we like that intellectual conversation, just dive deeper, in-depth, rich convos, and even petty convo, like oh, look at the cartoon.
But philosophizing about
right.
the rad shit.
Right.
Too, like having deep philosophical conversations about I love New York and all that. Because I bet we've been there too.
We definitely did.
And it's awesome. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yes,
yeah.
we definitely did. And we're also playful. We're very playful and childlike.
For sure.
So people can say we're probably like immature. Yeah, because we're very playful. We have a childlike personality, which is like, okay, bitch, stop playing. Even in a serious situation, we can like tell a joke or make light out of it when it's really, really serious.
Sometimes it needs to be made light of.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we have a playful manner, and I definitely had that side of the Gemini, because I definitely am a playful person. Very sarcastic. I can be sarcastic. You probably witnessed my sarcasm. Did I have any sarcasm?
I mean, I appreciate that.
Moments? What moments do you see in me? Because you hang around me a lot. What moments do you see in me as a Gemini? Like, what Gemini characteristics do you see in me? This is interesting.
I don't
No, tell me
Gemini
true.
In terms of like the two-faced stereotype.
No,
I don't subscribe to that.
No, any type of characteristics you see in me. That
the intellect for sure. Oh. Like, well, I guess the duality, the duality of getting ratchet, sophisticated yet still witty, if you will.
Sophisticated.
Listen, right?
I can't.
You know, so you could hang, and then you could like, it's a mucho adaptability.
Right,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
And also, I was gonna say and I'm like a lot of Leo. I got a lot of Leo, so I'm up for fun and adventure.
Right.
too. But the older I get, the more like I feel like I present like a Taurus, which is fine. But I feel like watching you and watching the other Geminis like on TV or in real life or whatever, I'm just like, how do you do it? Like I want to take a nap.
Right.
Like looking at the not even work ethic, just like the life ethic, because it's an overall thing.
Right.
Like y'all cover a lot of ground very well and effortlessly.
Yeah.
And also intellectual. I was gonna say the ones that I met that weren't less savory people were always what I could still maintain a conversation, like an intellectual conversation. That's important for me.
Right.
It can't just be all I love New York.
Right.
I love New York and I love New York, but it can't just be all that for me. Like I gotta be able to talk about all the shit.
Right.
You know. So Geminis always fulfill that for me. Yeah.
Aww. And some of the bad things about our sign, they said, is restlessness. Indecisive, superficial, and indecisiveness. I can definitely agree to kind of superficial because I love my brands and names and stuff like that. And I like to look cute. You know what I'm saying, all the time. So I can attest to the superficial part sometimes, but not in a bad way. Like I would never say, oh, you can't be with me because you don't own this or you don't have. I would never, like, that's not my personality. But superficial in my own way as for myself. I like to look a certain way and do certain things. Yeah, right. Kind of like Taurus, to appreciate beauty,
right?
In a sense, in all things. Also, the restlessness, I can definitely, we are like, what is it Gonzalez? What is this, the Speedy cartoon?
Speedy Gonzalez.
We're like Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez must be a Gemini because he's all over the place all the time. And we are like that. And I feel like once we get stagnant, we hate it. We hate getting a set routine. Even though I try my best to keep a routine because mindfulness, but we hate set routines. We hate being confined to schedules and things like that. It's just like we're so free that we like to do our own thing. And once we feel like we're imprisoned, we bust out and we don't look back. Like it's like that. So it's like that's
natural though. That's again the air mutable air.
Yeah.
Like you can't engage or entrap or whatever any energy like that.
Right. Right.
You know, it's combustible if you do.
Right.
But you can't contain air.
Right.
You know.
Definitely not. And you can't contain air. That's a good example.
And changeable air.
That's a good example.
It's like air on steroids. You know, y'all are air on steroids.
Definitely.
Steroids. Okay, go ahead. I love it though. I love it. I'm inspired by it. Yes.
Not air on steroids.
Girl, air on steroids.
Oh God!
Hashtag. It'll
I'm
be the
so
hashtag.
done. I'm so done. But we definitely are creatives too. So we like to stimulate our mind a lot, which is always wanting to learn something new. Like we're always busy reading or writing or doing something creative. Like we need, because it stimulates us. If we don't have creativity in some way, shape, or form, as if anything like listening to music or writing down stuff or getting involved in things, then our spirit will be very
It's
low.
your lifeblood.
Yes, it is a
It
lifeblood
sustains
for
you.
us. I definitely think it is, because if I don't stimulate my mind in some way, shape, or form, I go down the drain. And I need books. I need books around me all the time. Even if I don't pick up a book, I'm gonna pick up a book when I feel down. I'm going to write when I feel a certain way. I'm going to write music, write poetry, whatever I feel like writing. I'm going to listen to music, create music, or do what I have to do to make myself feel better. Whatever I have to do creatively, I have to do it. It's a life force. It's a life. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would only make sense though. You can't be stagnant, and you have to express and express in that you get so much good quality work done so prolifically. Like I was gonna say, I was gonna talk about the Tupac documentary, because Tupac's definitely Gemini, and I looked at his natal chart. Not to rush to the celebrities, but real quick, I went to the natal chart, and he had a lot of Gemini.
Wow, so he was like me in a sense. Then.
I think his moon was Aries, and like the rest might have been Gemini or something. It's public information, but he was so just like Kiki said. He was so like one way before he went into the music industry, and then hyper adapted.
Yes.
And then, but still was himself.
Yes.
But performed and had a whole bunch of characters lined up in a row, because that's not only Sun Gemini, that's all the other, other shit.
Right.
So, just very fascinating. They said he always wrote or read. He was listening to Vision of Love by Mariah Carey, and also rap, and also country, and all this. He was reading like several books a day, like while doing everything else in one day. So everyone was fascinated by him.
Right.
He was doing this in his early 20s, because he didn't live that long. You know, he lived to 25 or I think it was.
Yeah.
So just fascinating. Y'all, the Geminis in general. Yeah.
Speaking of celebrities, we have Prince.
Another one.
We have
And another
Naomi
one.
Campbell. We have Biggie, can't you
Oh,
see?
Biggie and Pac,
Yeah,
right.
Biggie and Pac. We have Kanye, but he's
I love
smart.
him.
Listen,
No,
I love
he's a
Kanye. I don't give a
genius.
fuck what nobody say. I love
He
Kanye
might
West.
misspeak. Haven't we all misspoken or done said something we didn't really mean?
We do, yeah.
Or could have took back.
Zoe Saldana.
Okay, yes.
I
love
love
her work
her.
too.
Who else is a Gemini?
Angelina Jolie.
How did I forget?
Love the Dickens out of her. And
Yes.
Judy Garland.
Yes.
She's one of my absolute favorites.
Yes.
Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, and also a lot of other things.
Yes.
Patty LaBelle.
Patty and Gladys
And
Knight.
Gladys.
Come on, legends.
Yeah.
Come on, Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn, right?
Come on, legends. Kendrick Lamar.
Yes, Kendrick. There's so many.
Octavia Spencer.
Mhm.
Colin Farrell. I didn't know Colin Farrell was Gemini. Morgan Freeman. Prince. Mark Wahlberg. Paul McCartney. Tom Holland. Amy Schumer. Chris Evans. Heidi Klum. Johnny Depp. Of course, Johnny Depp.
Right.
Who else did it? How did I forget about my Johnny Depp?
Look
It's
at
like,
his
he's
career.
Like,
he has one of the most
he's like,
diverse
oh my God, I love
portfolios.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I feel like his personality is in a lot of those roles. Like his Gemini versatile personality is in a lot of those roles that he portrayed, which that's why he does it so well.
Yeah. For the most
Yeah,
part.
that's a lot of celebrities. And
It
also
is.
I wanted to speak about, so what can we tune into in Gemini season? And this is how we didn't really, put this into play into the other Zodiac seasons, but this is what we want to incorporate in it, like part 2 of the Zodiac. So I want to just say, like, it's a good time to like practice like mindfulness and focus on the mental clarity and also communication skills. I feel like when you're in Gemini season, because it's focused on Mercury and in the communication planet, focus on communication, focus on meditation, journaling, learning a new skill, because we like to learn new things. So around this season, you should just do things that is like in alignment with Gemini, if that makes sense. So learning a new skill, reading a new book, cultivate like a sharper mindset in a sense. You know what I mean? What else? Be curious. Be very curious. Want to know more. Ask questions. I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff because I'm like, at this time we need to join a class. Create something that you never created before. Write a poem.
Sense.
Yeah. Push yourself to do things you never did before. Use your imagination and your curiosity.
More, right, and have that enliven you. Yeah, I was just gonna say to make measured and proactive decisions.
Yes.
Like, because Gemini is proactivity as well.
Yes.
But when I say measured, I mean don't go crazy out now,
Right,
y'all.
right.
Because we did an episode before about paranoia.
Right.
But all of these things, not about paranoia, but paranoia came up. It was actually one of my ex issues.
Right.
But just to be measured in your activity, not to not be active, and not to be active in several things. Not to not be active in several things, just to be measured in your actions, so that you can like be present for it and take something from it and use it.
Yes.
And then give to it and all of that. Y'all are master alchemists of energy as well. I will say that Gemini is probably the alchemist of energy of the sign.
I can agree with that.
And that's big praise coming from me and all this damn Leo.
I'm telling you.
But it's true. I mean it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all those celebrities we
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah, it's true.
Just like really rich individuals, like rich spiritually.
Yeah.
And intellectually, and
yeah.
yes, and they produce.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And if you like, and I feel like we produce for us most of the time. Just
Which
like
is
how
important.
Prince turned his name into a symbol, bitch. We don't care about what anybody else. So we just create to create for us. We don't create for a crowd. I feel like some people mold themselves into creating for the people to have fans. We don't do that. We create just to create.
We
for
do.
ourselves.
We do, and we attract the supporters and engagers that we should, and thank y'all.
Right.
But and it doesn't feel like it's laborious.
Right.
It feels effortless.
Right.
So thank y'all for helping that to
Yes.
be the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, and thank you for watching Taboo Talks with Hush Hush. Remember, we're doing the Zodiac thing again, part 2.
Yes, we are. We're delving into astrology.
Yes, definitely. So follow us on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Like, subscribe, and comment down below, if you will. Thank you so much. Hush_podcast on IG, if you're so inclined. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.